Alright. I think we're set. Let me turn down the music to touch, and then we will get beast mode in here. What's up, Beast?
What is up, Balanka?
How exciting is this for you?
It's momentous, I'll tell you that. This has been many seasons in the making, many years in the making.
I actually was curious about that. Do you remember the first season you submitted an application? What season that was?
No, I wish I did. I'm sure that's somewhere out there. But
we'll have to get our research department on it.
It's an event for the history books, so we definitely need to find out that date.
That's for sure. So I guess number one, the reason we're here, are you accepting this nomination for CRC or not?
Wow, we're getting right into it.
Yes.
Not even gonna wait. We're not even gonna wait for the viewer count to go up.
We got 8, which honestly isn't bad.
That's pretty good.
It's not
bad.
Like
7 more than I thought it would be. All right, the decision. It is with great pride and love for National North American League Tag Pro that I will accept the nomination to join the CRC.
That's actually so hyped, dude.
No, it's like I never really applied, with a true thought that I'd be able to, get some kind of movement going, but based off of the landslide that you saw and the votes that were just posted today, I'd be letting a lot of people down if I didn't accept it here, and I think I'm going to bring a ton of excitement to the league that we just haven't seen, that only people like boring BDL kind of truly strive for every and want to see it season after season, but there's a lot of people who aren't signing up who want to see new things in the league, and I'm looking forward to working with Cheese Doodle and whoever the other 3 CRC members are to make exciting things happen next season.
Yes. So before we get to the platform real quick, I want to go back to the results. So you were surprised to see how many votes you got. I was shocked. I actually had voted you number 1 in my rankings, and I thought there might be a couple people who would consider you. I didn't expect you to be a clear second in front of 4 other CRC members from last season, and you were nipping on Cheese's heels a little bit, which was really shocking to me.
Yeah, I have 2 things to say about that. I think one, it shows that the MLTP constituency, they want to see something different. They want to see some excitement in the league, and they're looking at me to bring that. So that's one thing. And the other thing is, most seasons I've applied, I thought I really didn't have a chance, but
Hmm.
this was really the one where, you look in chat, you look in Discord, you saw a lot of hype for me going on
It's
pretty
true.
pretty early after the applications dropped. So I kind of thought pretty early on that this was going to be the year, this was going to be the season. I wasn't expecting this many votes, but I get it. I'm a fucking boss, and I'm going to
Yep.
bring a lot of exciting stuff to the league.
So speaking of the exciting stuff, obviously your application has been the same for like the past 5 years. It's Mapache Chief in rotation. I guess number one is that really the goal here? Are we trying to get in rotation, and that's about it? Do you have opinions on the map rotation as a whole, so on, so on?
Yeah, let me start a little broader before going straight
Sure.
to Mapache Chief. Um, I have always been really interested in shaking things up from a map rotation standpoint in MLTP, and to me that doesn't mean just play a bunch of really experimental shit because that's really gonna make a lot of people go away from the league. I think this league could be a league for everyone. The boring BDLs of the world could play on Transilio if they want, and the people who want to do different maps could play on a map like Mapache Chief, and everyone could enjoy the league and have fun because of it. Um, with that, really my goal is to create a pathway for more unique maps to come into rotation. I think we know kind of the law of averages. If everyone's just kind of voting on maps, you're just going to get the same average bland maps come
Yep.
in every time. So
True.
it's going to be through the rules, which is going to be a pathway to get new maps in. Um, I don't want to reveal anything just yet, but I will end up posting my thoughts in the general direction. I want to take that at some point in the next few days, just to give people a sneak peek before I duke it out with the rest of the CRC and make things happen.
I like it.
Um, but then, where does Mapache Chief come into play there? I think um, I promised as a key tenet of my candidacy that I will do everything I can to get Mapache Chief into rotation, and I think that's still something that I'm going to push to do. Is that going to happen this season? I can't say for sure because it's not just on one person to do that. But what I can promise is I will create those pathways to make these great maps that everyone except for boarding BDLs of this world will not like. Um, I'm going to create that pathway to get those maps into rotation.
Well, I like the sound of that, to be honest with you. I know uh, I was a little unfamiliar with the map selection process. I know Spheroid's been kind of educating me a little bit in the discussion channel. Kind of there's this independent map committee, the CRC pits, so on, so on. Is that? I guess would you like to do it, make those changes within the framework of the kind of that independent map committee, or is this something else entirely you're thinking of as far as rule changes, how maps are
No,
selected?
complete overhaul, baby.
I like it.
Um, no, I think we can do better, and I think it's not just the map selection process. I think it's also in the fundamental framework of how MLTP teams play with each other and against each other every season. Uh, Balanka, one thing I know you're a big fan of, which I'm a huge proponent of as well, is home teams and away teams.
Yes.
I think that's something where we see an awful amount of excitement with home field advantage in real sports, and that's something that we could bring to MLTP. And I think map selection is a great way to bring those in.
Yeah, and for me, the reason I like it, like we made that change to go the best of seven in playoffs, and to have kind of like a home field advantage in conjunction with kind of the excitement that best of seven gets you. I think that we're missing that. I think it's really cool. So
Absolutely. I think it's something that can make regular season a lot more important. People are going to be fighting for, seeding a lot more rather
yep.
than just take a few vacations or tango lessons and skip most of the season. Um, and home field advantage is something that could also play into the regular season as well. It doesn't just have to be a playoff thing.
Yep.
Um, there can be a home team and an away team every single week, and I think that's something that's pretty exciting where a team could just get really good at a map better than other teams and give them some sort of advantage. It could be really cool to showcase different upsets happening on other teams' home maps. So it's definitely something I'm going to lay out some framework for and again fight the good fight with the rest of the CRC for.
Awesome. And then I guess any other thoughts on the league as a whole, regardless of tier and other changes you might like to see or things you think aren't
Yeah,
working.
I think just like one more thing I'm pretty passionate about that I'm gonna need a little help for, but if I get the support from the CRC and the Discord admins to make it work, it's something that could be really big. And you know Balanka from, the Egg Ball Discord, for example. During the season, the energy in that Discord is just on a different plane than what it is to Tag
Hundred
Pro, which
percent,
makes
100%.
no sense at all. Because A, those guys are all degenerate and eat glue for breakfast, and B, it's like a quarter of the size. So why are these glue eaters a quarter the size of our league, which has been around a lot longer? Why are they getting so much more hype and excitement in their community during the season than we are? And I think the framework of how our league is set up from its inception to now is a key part of that, where right now we're basically a Reddit league operating on Discord, and I think we have a lot more opportunity to drive excitement and engagement with the community through Discord. So things that Eggball does particularly well, for example, in their Discord, which we can bring over to Tagpro really easily, as long as we just get me the permissions and I'll do it. Things like taggable team roles, getting team emojis on the Discord. We can make a weekly trash talk channel, bring the trash talk threads back to Discord. Things like community polling, where you could just get people's thoughts on different things pretty easily. A separate channel for power rankings so they don't get lost in MLTP content, so you could keep going back to them. A separate channel for the rosters. Do you know how many times I have to go and open an Excel spreadsheet to figure out who's on what team?
Yep.
Just put it all in a channel, and you're just going to get a lot more people engaged. Like, I was trying to follow the league last season, but I can never remember who's on which team because I have to keep going to an Excel spreadsheet to try to figure out, and that's not something that's really conducive with the user base here, putting everything on a spreadsheet versus, in Discord where people could find it a lot better.
I agree. I think your points about the Egg Bowl Discord and the engagement that they're able to drive. I mean, it really is crazy how stark of a difference there is between what they're able to do versus what we do. And I don't know. Everything you're saying made sense to me, dude.
I've been trying to tell people for the last 15 seasons, but it's really exciting that this is the time where they all wake up and we're able to enact on some of these changes. So again, the one thing I could ask for the MLTP community, first and foremost, thank you all. Really, really appreciate the support. I'm going to continue to need the support throughout the season. I'm going to be working with people like Cheese Doodle who are very okay with the status quo and might need a little extra push to enact change. And I'll be working with people like BBB, who's really good friends with Boring and BDL. So the more I could get your support in moving forward with change. And, one guy, I just want to throw out my endorsement for PK. I don't know if any of you viewers have voted yet, but I highly encourage you to vote for PK. This is a guy with a strong track record of enacting change for the better.
I agree completely.
He brought best of 5, best of 7 playoffs to NLTP literally 5 years before it hit majors, and it's so much better, unarguably better. And yeah, he's a guy who's for the change, so I highly encourage you to vote for PK because he's a great guy who's definitely pro change for the better of the league.
Yeah, for that reason, that I thought he was a dream pairing with you on the CRC, especially if we went to 3-man. I think you guys are going to stay at 5 this season. But yeah, I think having PK on there would be huge. I do have one viewer question that's well, maybe not worth reading, but I'll ask it anyway. From Flaccid Trip, I'm going to paraphrase here. How do you feel about having 27 of the 31 messages sent by a CRC candidate containing the abbreviation "Kill Yourself" KYS? I guess the overarching question is your perceived brand maybe of toxicity. How does that roll over into your CRC role, and how do you plan on maybe combating some of that during your tenure?
Yeah. That's a great question. I think, it's never okay to tell someone to KYS, whether it's joking. So that might have just been a really sick reference to the Creo post. No, I think we gotta bring some attitude back to MLTP. I think it's obviously not okay to go over a line or cross any lines, but I think the more people can have some kind of healthy rivalries, I think the better. I think obviously with me in a leadership position here, I need to hold myself to a different standard, and I probably won't be telling people to KYS as much, or at least I'll be taking a break until the season ends. So yeah,
Yeah, no, that's good enough for me. I would agree with that. I think part of that community engagement is feeding those healthy rivalries, but again, just kind of figuring out what that line is seems like we've been a little unsure in the past what that is. But I agree. I think the more energy, the better. But, anywho, I'm gonna wrap it up here, Beast. Unless you got anything else you want to add.
any more viewer questions from Twitch chat?
Do you still beat your wife? Is one.
Come on now.
Not really serious question, to be honest with you. That was the only like semi-serious question I saw. So
All right, I'll finish off with closing statements. To everyone who tuned in, all like 8+ of you, hoping you got a little more since I started.
we're up to 18 now, by the way.
This is going to be the greatest season of MLTP in history, and it's not just going to be the greatest of the future. It's going to be the worst of. It's not going to be the greatest of the past. It's going to be the worst of the future because we're going to be ushering in a new mindset, a new leadership style, a new way of playing Tag Pro. That's going to usher a new generation of competitiveness that we've just never seen in this league. So please sign up. Tell your friends to sign up. Peace and love to all of you, and I will see you on the tiles this season.
Beast, thanks for the time. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. That was your newest Season 32 CRC member, Beast Mode, accepting his nomination to the CRC, kind of detailing some of his platform. I think a lot of great ideas, and looking forward to see how the rest of the CRC shakes out. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we will catch you next time.